Patch 2.5.0 is here. This is the one about the Dawning, and I will now read through the patch notes. General, new quests. There's some from Abel Levante. There's new quests available. A new record book is available, and it's free this time. Fix an issue where some players did not receive the Student of History trophy achievement, so hopefully, yeah, I never actually got that, so hopefully you should too if you've completed all those achievements. Fix an issue where some players were unable to complete the echoes of the past quests. I can't remember what that is. Activity Sparrow Racing has returned. And let's skip down because there's a bunch of Sparrow Racing stuff. It's Sparrow Racing. I mean, do you really need me to go over it? 3 strikes have been reprised. Nexus, Shadow Thief, and Will of Crota. Siva Crisis, Siva Heroic playlist will now include all platform available strikes, so sweet. Dead Guardians are now automatically respawned at the end of strikes. That's actually a very nice small little change, because I was really tired of not getting rezzed and then not getting my loot from a chest. Fix an issue with pathfinding that caused enemies to not properly exit their spawn locations. Have you ever played the Will of Crota strike and then noticed that the thralls are spawning very, very slowly? Yeah, that's that glitch. So fortunately, they fixed that. I think I noticed that at PlayStation Experience. Reduce burn effects on incoming damage done to Guardians. I don't know what that means. I can't remember where that ever actually was a problem. Fix an issue with the Fallen Saber Strike and the Ultra Shank teleporting. Yeah, you know when it would pop up and then fly away? Yeah, hopefully they fix that. Fix an issue where Strike Streak was not applying in the Siva Crisis Heroic playlist correctly. Cool. Fix an issue where the Horde chest on Echo Chamber would become stuck behind an invisible barrier. Xbox players, you don't know about this one, but PlayStation users, it would be really annoying to clear through the strike and try to get an Imago loop, and then you couldn't actually loot the chest because there's an invisible wall. Yeah, that was frustrating. Increase time for presenting Archon's Forge offerings to the encounter starting from 5 to 10 seconds. Cool. Okay, so what that means is, you know how when you present an encounter, and sometimes if you just wait around, the thing will close and you can't go in. Now you have 5 more seconds to actually remember to go step into the forge. Iron Lord bounties requiring Archon's Forge completion now influence the type of forge offerings that drop. Thank God. Forge offerings will now be more likely to drop with the combatant type to match the Iron Lord bounties in the player's inventory. Amazing. Yeah, I'm sitting on basically every single type of bounty because I just couldn't. I would save all of them up and then go do them in 1 week because I couldn't. I hated staying in there for 2 hours trying to get that last Shank bounty done. And then reduce the shields and bosses in perfected Shank offerings. The shields on those Shanks were kind of gnarly. For the collections, the Circuit and Momentum SRL Racing Gear sets have been added to the holiday collections for players who have earned these items. Circuits and Momentum Racing Gear can be obtained from the collections and as light can be infused. Class items have light and perks that require legendary marks to purchase. Ghosts, and Devil Ghosts have also been added to the holiday collection, and players can pay legendary marks to repurchase these items with random stats and perks. Sweet. And then 2 new emotes, Proposal and Woe There, can be withdrawn by everyone from the emote collection. So the Proposal one was actually for someone who proposed to, their fiance. They proposed to the woman they loved, and or something like that. And Bungie actually helped them by making the Proposal emote. And so now everyone can propose to, I don't know, your significant other. Using Bungie's game, or using Destiny. There we go. I don't know why I said Bungie's game. Vendor Xur once again sells exotic shards. Oh my god, I think that's the greatest thing about this update. Xur no longer sells exotic weapon ornaments, and Xur now sells a larger stack of 10 heavy ammo synths. Amazing. I'm really happy about that one, actually. Eververse has received a stock of new items. Treasures of the Dawning are now available, and they contain the new Sparrow ornaments, horns, armor, and consumables. Players can receive 1 free Treasure of the Dawning each week by completing their first weekly heroic strike. So it sounds like they're phasing out the older Radiant treasures for Treasures of the Dawning now. And if you complete the Dawning set from Treasures of the Dawning on 1 class, it will grant the EV53 Glimmer, Gold, Sparrow, and the Sunglow shader. Okay, so this kind of worries me. I'll hopefully remember to talk about that in a second. I don't think Treasures of the Dawning are going to be going away once the event ends. I'm pretty sure they're phasing out the Radiant Treasure things. 9 new winter emotes are available for the winter season, and Rise of Iron's fall emotes have been added to the direct purchase emote rotation on the Eververse. The Silver Dust store, there's Oh yeah, the Silver Dust store. This is the one for ornaments. This collection, it sells a selection of past season items for direct purchase for Silver Dust, including exotic weapon ornaments. The Silver Dust cost to apply exotic weapon ornaments has also been removed. Cool. I'm happy about that change. Silver Dust has also been removed from Radiant Treasures, but still may be obtained by dismantling exotic weapon ornaments. And for the economy, the free weekly Radiant Treasure has been moved to the first weekly PvP match completion. Cool. So looks like you'll be doing a PvE and a PvP thing to get treasures. Fine with that. Characters who are level 40 will now automatically convert uncommon engrams, the green ones, to armor materials on pickup. You just have to be level 40 for it. Fantastic. Now I can stop dismantling things. New bounties are available from Petra to assist players gaining Queen's Wrath reputation. Good. It took something like 3 weeks to level up Queen's Wrath in the current version of the game, so hopefully this makes that process a little bit easier. Class items obtained from the Queen's Wrath package now correctly display their stats. Awesome. Fix an issue where the Year 3 faction class items were not properly contributing to faction-specific quests. Good. I can stop getting those tweets now. Players can now purchase Wormspore from the Vanguard Quartermaster. Yay, I'm starting to almost run low on that. Brother Vance now offers materials exchange for passage coins and motes of light. Good. Maybe Miss 5000 Watts can finally have some passage coins to spend. Skeleton keys have been adjusted. Skeleton key drop rates have been slightly increased in the Siva Crisis playlist, Siva Crisis Heroic playlist, and Weekly Nightfall. Well, looks like I'll be doing that video at some point. Players will now receive a skeleton key for their first account Nightfall clear per week. Thank you. That's one of the biggest requests that the community had, and yeah, just a guaranteed skeleton key. Fantastic. I didn't care how it happened, just as long as there's a skeleton key to be gotten, guaranteed. Subclass quest items can now be repurchased from the speaker once earned, and legendary weapons obtained from the Gunsmith Rank 2 quest can now be repurchased from the Gunsmith. Cool, so I can finally dismantle all those. For Crucible, some map fixes for game types, added the ability... Okay, this is actually huge. Added the ability for players to wave off heavy ammo if everyone in the match does the wave emote in the first 30 seconds of a round. So regardless of the game type, I guess, just when the round starts, wave, and then heavy ammo will not happen. So hopefully just make that a habit. When you join into a game, wave. Fix an issue where the end of round countdown could play twice if the round tied in elimination. And then Inferno Rift and Inferno Zone Control modes added to private matches. Oh, nice. Oh, I'm actually really happy about the Zone Control mode getting added to private matches. That should be fun. Supremacy score win is now 120. Thank God they lowered it a little bit. I think it was 150. And then Rumble Supremacy win is now 40. Supremacy Mercy spread is now 20 to 60, down from 30 to 90. Again, fantastic, because that was really aggravating to try to mercy someone, and it was difficult. It was very, very difficult to mercy someone. Not that it shouldn't have been, but it was more difficult than it needed to be. Slight reduction of super energy gain in supremacy modes. Cool, because I was feeling a little bit like mayhem. For playlist Icarus, that's the PlayStation exclusive map from Rise of Iron. It's been removed from the Rift playlist. Good, because that one does not play well on Rift. For the record book, they fixed an issue where supremacy mode variants were not counting towards record book completion. Bounties, Iron Banner bounty, some small fixes, anything actually relevant in there. Highest score, not working supremacy. Nope. Rewards. They have increased the drop rate for Trials of Osiris vanity items. Cool. Fix an issue where the Trials of Osiris shader, the Devoted, was not obtainable. I was wondering about that. Increase the drop rate for Iron Banner vanity items and artifacts. Again, good. Can always use more of those. Completing a daily featured Crucible activity now rewards 3 passage coins, up from 1. Again, good. Very welcome. Completing a weekly featured Crucible activity now rewards 3 passage coins, up to 3 times per week. Awesome. Fix an issue where the Crucible Sparrow didn't actually get rewarded. And they also added some vanity items to the end of match rewards. And then, so Ghost emblems. Oh, Ghost, Crimson Shell, and Sugary Shell. And the Crimson Crest. Oh, they added the old Crimson Days stuff to the end of the end of match rewards. That's odd. I hope that event's coming back. Then they added a select Year 2 Crucible Legendary weapon. They added some of the weapons to in-game rewards. Red Spectre NL Shadow, Ash Factory, Aya's Luna, and then Party Crasher +1. So we can finally get back on that grind without having to play the classic playlists. And there's a bunch of Grimoire stuff, if you care about that. I'll pause on that screen for a very small moment, and... okay. So there was one particular thing here that I had some kind of concern about. Okay, this. Completing the Dawning set from Treasures of the Dawning on one class will grant the EV53 Glimmer, Gold Sparrow, and Sunglow shader. Now, this seems very similar to the Taken gear from the April update. And I'm okay with that. Like, I'm okay with that system being in there. Problem is, that system was introduced when there was no content coming. They were like, okay, here's the April update, and there's going to be nothing until we talk about it, which was then Rise of Iron. This scares me a lot, because this is December, and we have no idea what's going to happen in the new year. And so they're adding this thing that people can kind of grind for using their one weekly treasure, or eventually just buy them if they don't get it. That scares me. That really, really scares me. Because this is the exact same thing we saw. So is this like signifying there's going to be a big content drought? Like an even larger one than the April update had? I don't know. That's a little bit scary. Okay. As far as everything else in here, there's a lot of fantastic changes, some great quality of life stuff for both PvE and PvP. I'm really happy that they fixed the things spawning glitch and strikes, or this, yeah. Okay, I don't think there's anything else to really go over in this, because as normally, like right here, there would be a link to a weapon balance thing, patch, but it isn't there. It is not there. Non-existent. Nada. All right. Well, thank you all for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, if you found some of this helpful, a like would be appreciated. I'll see you all later.